Hello, guys. Welcome to another edition of Premier League Punters. We're heading into week 11. We've got Flash, we've got Big Man. We have no Alex today, unfortunately. It's a new software we're using. We can only do three of us. He'll be back on next week, and but we're hoping to quickly get it sorted to get us all four. But team, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me,
Cheers, you
Nat.
right?
I am all right. I tell you what, obviously, I am back now and looking at the profit, not bad at all. I have to say, Big Man up in the lead, storming here, 15.7 units of profit. What's going on, Big Man?
Oh man, I've just been able to focus on the Premier League in this show, which it's been fun. I mean, I like going over each game, week by week, but I do want to shout out to Flash. I've said this before. Flash has taught me a lot about Premier League soccer. He's given me a lot of good pointers, and all of you guys really have. But Flash. I mean, it's great to have a guy that actually played in this league. It's very interesting, and all these guys have taught me a lot. So yeah, we're hoping we can keep it going, Natalie. It's only week 11 though.
Only week 11, but I tell you what, we're all going in the right direction, as are you, Flash. And I heard as well some good winners yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was good, and last week I hit the post because obviously my nap was Watford, and they were the only one that let me down in my my trebles and my accumulator. So yeah, we hit the post again, but we came out with a bit of profit.
Yeah, sure did. All right. Just going to pull up on the screen now our overall Premier League punter profit, so you guys at home can see how we're doing. There we go, 24.4 units of profit. Just heading into week 11, absolutely incredible. We track every single bet each week. We put 1 unit on the bets that we give, and then 2 units on our bankers. I know that's a question that's often asked. That's what we do for the record there. So you can see 135 wins and 127 losses. More wins than there are losses, and up in profit, which is the main thing. But listen, guys, let's crack on. Going to start with Stoke versus Leicester. Stoke 2.6, Leicester 2.85, draw 3.3. All odds I'm quoting today from 888 Sport. There is a link in the description if you guys want to check out the odds there on 888 Sport. Also, a quick reminder, actually, there's like a little, by the subscribe button, there's like a little bell symbol. If you do not want to miss a show, you want to catch us live, hit that little bell button, and apparently that lets you know as soon as the show goes live. So Stoke versus Leicester. Tough start for both teams, but both managed wins there last week. So guys, starting with you, Flash, what are you going for?
Well, it's a strange one because Stoke sharp shop. They they managed to get a win at Watford, and Watford are absolutely flying. So Stoke clean sheet. Then you got Leicester at home, clean sheet. New manager coming in, doesn't let many goals in. Doesn't normally score many goals neither. Although I think he's got an embarrassment of riches going forward that he never had at Southampton. So as Big Man said last week when we announced on the show that he'd just been announced as a Leicester manager, that it could be a marriage made in heaven. I'm actually going to go a little and buck the trend here, and I fancy that both teams will fancy they can win this game. So I'm going to go for both teams to score and over 2.5. I think it's quite decent value. I think it comes out about 2.25, 2.3. I don't think either one of them will shut up shop. So for me, I do see goals, and I see one of the teams winning.
Do you? Very different actually to what I'm thinking here. But Big Man, over to you. What do you? Are you on the lines of Flash here, or do you think it could be a cagey match?
No, I agree totally with Flash in this bet. I actually really like the Puel signing. I think a lot of people won't, but I mean, he is a marriage made in heaven, and they already can score goals. That's not a problem. And you look at adding Damari Gray. Damari Gray is a really good young player. I mean, really quick. His dribbling is fantastic. His pace is good. And him and Vardy, I think, are going to be a real match there at Leicester City. You also add in the fact that he's a good defensive coach. That will only get better for Leicester as well. The problem is right now, I don't know if those techniques will be right away. This Stoke City team has really been dreadful defending. They've given up 20 goals this year. That's second worst in the Premier League. But they have guys that can score as well. We could get a Peter Crouch goal off the bench, or Jordan Shaqiri a goal as well. I also love what Leicester does. For me, I'm going to go both teams to score at 1.8. I can actually get 1.8 at where are we at? 10 bet. I'm going to go with that here. I really like both teams to score. I think they'll play up tempo, and I love Damari Gray in this lineup for Leicester.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know what? I think this could very well be a draw personally, like a 1-1 draw. I think it's going to be a cagey match.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to decide who is going to win personally. Flash, you said that you think there's going to be a winner. If you had to put your money on either side, who do you think's walking away with the 3 points?
I'd go with Leicester because of the value. I don't see anything between the two sides. And the thing is, because Stoke are the home team, they might overcommit. And the one team you don't want to overcommit, home or away, is Leicester. I mean, I shouldn't. I don't want to labour the point, but I'm not a massive Demarai Gray fan because he's been there 18 months now. I went against the chief scout, obviously, who was my boss at the time when he said he was going to sign him. Thought he was overrated, but what he needs is time on the pitch. He's hardly played because he's so inconsistent and he doesn't deliver. But the opportunity he got the other night, he grabbed with both hands. And if he continues to grow and sort of delve into that talent pot that he's got, then he could be anything.
But
Yeah,
Flash, you
I'm
have
going.
to think maybe that has to do with the manager that they had there. I mean, it's interesting that
No,
he
but I
came
mean, they
right
see him
on.
day in, day out. Yeah, but they see him day in, day out at training, and they still didn't want to pick him. That tells you everything. For me, he was bottling it. He was running full pace
Right.
up to a defender, a bit like Theo Walcott, turning back, giving it to the fullback. Whereas the other night, he didn't look back. He just went pedal to the metal, straight
Sure.
on, and he took it on. They took the opposition on.
That's what a new
He does
manager will
that.
do for you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This way, it might be the best thing for him.
Yeah. All right. I'm going unders, under 2.5 goals. My official bet there, 1.83. Flash is going for the over and both teams to score. Big man, you're just going for both teams to score, right?
Yeah, I actually think we're going to see a 1-1 game here, actually.
Yeah, that's that. If I had to pick a great score, it would be 1-1. So I suppose both teams have scored, also way to go. But let's see if Flash cashes with the over. Southampton versus Burnley. Saints 1.62, draw 3.7, and Burnley 6.4. Burnley, I think, have been a surprise team this season, up in 7th, confident both home and away. Saints are down in 10th, and they do need those 3 points. They have the home advantage. Should the Saints have enough to nip the win there? But at 1.62, that's pretty low value. Big man, what are you thinking?
Two teams I absolutely despise. I hate these teams. No opinion. Pass.
Passe, all right. Flash, any more light to shed on this match?
No, like a double pass. And the reasons are because Southampton the other day, they got themselves in front 1-0, and then they took their foot so far off the gas, it was frightening. If it's possible to go slower than slow, they did it. And they got what they deserved. I mean, the keeper's chucking them in at the minute. You can't trust Southampton. I mean, if anyone is brave enough to go 0-0, no goal scorer, draw, under 1.5, then I would say pick any one of them.
Really? Do you know, I've actually found some value. I think there's some value on the Burnley side. I think I wouldn't bet against Saints, but I think Burnley will score. Burnley to score over 0.5 goals is 1.85. They're slightly stronger on the road this season and also better scoring. They've scored 6 goals on the road, 3 at home. I think they could nick a goal, and 1.85, I'm going to take it. So there we go. Newcastle versus Bournemouth. Newcastle 1.95, draw 3.5, and Bournemouth 4.1. All odds 888 Sports. Bournemouth down in 19th. They are a favourites to be relegated. They are underdogs in this match. How will they fare at Newcastle? Flash, let's start with you.
I've got no selection for the game, and the reason I've got no selection is because at home against Chelsea the other night, they managed 1 shot on goal, and that was in the 90th minute. The week before, they went away from home and killed us because we went against them. And then the week before that, they was away at Everton, and they got nothing and played really, really well. They can't be trusted. This game could be absolutely everything because Newcastle are set up to do well at home. Newcastle didn't turn up against Burnley the other night, and we was quite pleased with that because we went with Burnley and the unders. So that was a nice one for us. But I would lean towards Newcastle just because of the crowd and being on the front foot, but I can't put my finger on this game.
Yeah, what about the unders 1.8? Neither team has particularly sort of strong scoring power there. Two teams, do you think, under 2.5 goals?
No, I can see this being a shootout. To be honest, I can see it being end to end, and they're both athletic teams. They both can cover the ground. Neither of them are really decent in defence, And also when people say about defence, you've got to look about the defensive midfielders who actually guard the. I can see both teams scoring here, to be honest, and then it could be anything.
All right, so it's a pass for Flash. Big man, are you passing this game or have you got a bet?
No, I actually have a bet here, and I'm actually going to disagree. I think the under looks pretty good here. I've been impressed with Newcastle on the defensive side. I mean, they've only given up 9 goals. I mean, that's pretty damn good in 10 games. They've done a great job. They're good at home, too. I like them at St. James Park, but I can't really trust them that they'll win here. This Cherry team, Bournemouth, I mean, they scored 6 goals in 10 games. I mean, really disheartening. I thought with Defoe and King and those guys, I thought they'd be a lot more up tempo, score a lot more. But other than Crystal Palace, they might be the team that scores the least amount of goals in this league this year. And Bournemouth, I mean, overall they're just having trouble. Newcastle, I think that poses some problems here for them defensively. I think this is a 1-0 game. I think Newcastle will win. I just don't have a ton worth betting on them, but I'm going to go under 2.5. I think they'll maybe try to score a goal and set up shop here. I'm going to go with the under 2.5 at 1.8.
Yeah, that's a bet that I'm looking at. I'm actually leaning towards the Newcastle side here. I've got Newcastle win. I quite like 1.95, under 2.5 goals, 1.8, and Newcastle clean sheet, 2.6. I think I'm going to go for the Newcastle clean sheet just for value-wise there, so 2.6. Bournemouth, like I said, one of the favourites.
Now, just remember the last away game that Bournemouth had was away at Stoke, and they won. And they scored 2. And I would say that it's harder to go to Stoke than it is to Newcastle. But obviously, we're going to be cheering on.
Flash, keep in mind, last 7 games for Bournemouth overall, they've scored 5 goals combined.
I'm just saying that their most recent trip away from home, it brings back good memories for them. So, I mean, they went to Stoke.
Are you advising me against the? All right, I'll take on your advice there, Flash. I'm taking the under 2.5 goals as my official bet, but I do not think this is going to be a shootout. Under 2.5 goals, 1.8. There we go. What was I going to say though? Bournemouth though, favourite to be relegated. Flash, do you think they won't last till next season?
No, I think they'll be fine because they will score goals and they will win games at home. I think they've got Callum Wilson coming back now, Benica Phobe. They've got 4, and obviously Jermaine Defoe's not hit the ground running. They've got too many good players in there that will get it right. I think there's going to be worse teams in there. I'll stick by Huddersfield still being one of the teams that go down. I certainly see Brighton. I think there'll be a whole host this year. Maybe 5, maybe even 6 teams with maybe 5 or 6 weeks to go that are still in there.
Yeah, I'm surprised actually you said Huddersfield. We are actually going to come on to this match. I've got ad hoc. Please show the profit broken down. We showed it in the beginning. It was actually the collective. I spoke with Big Man and Flash about their profit as well. We're on a different what's it called? A different software. So it's a TriCaster, so I can't manually bring it up. But if you go back to the beginning, you will see the collective profit and loss. And next week I can actually show the individuals as well. Huddersfield versus West Brom. Huddersfield 2.7, West Brom 2.95, and the draw 3. Very surprised you talk about Huddersfield and say that they are a team that be relegated. I actually think that they can win this match against a struggling West Brom side. I think 2.7 has tremendous value. Flash, why do you think that Huddersfield are going down, and what do you predict from this match?
This is another pass for me, but the reason I don't think that they've got longevity. I don't think their squad's big enough. I don't think they've got enough quality. Although what they have got, and you would expect any team that comes up from the Championship in the first half of the season, is enthusiasm and work rate, and they've certainly got that in abundance. Again, last week I advised the boys not to go piling in to Man City because they were playing West Brom. West Brom are a team that they can do it home or away on any given day. I think that West Brom would really, really enjoy themselves against Huddersfield. But, I mean, you've got West Brom at 2.95. I certainly wouldn't want to go with Huddersfield against West Brom. But I wouldn't want to go with Huddersfield either.
Really? But again, West Brom, just 1 win at home, 1 win away. I don't know. I think I'm going to go for the Huddersfield side. Big Man, what are you going for?
Yeah, Flash definitely doesn't like Huddersfield. He's made that way known. I mean, Flash, at what point are you going to give this team a little respect? I mean, they have two pretty good
I'm not.
players.
They've had
They
it
have a
already.
Yeah, no, I know. But they're at home here. West Brom hasn't won, or I mean, they haven't won a game in 8 straight. I mean, they're on a 8-game winless streak. They just, I continue to say it. I don't think they quite know what they're doing right now. Rotational. I mean, what are they attacking? Are they a defensive group under Pulis? They just kind of had a little bit of an identity crisis, I think. But yeah, overall, it's a pass for me. I don't really find much value here. Huddersfield, I think, definitely will lose some luster, but I think they'll be relegated. I don't know. I think Brighton, Swansea, those kind of teams are a lot worse. But I don't know. It's a pass for me because I'd like to take Huddersfield, but I just have a weird feeling it's going to be a draw, and then it just turns into I don't really know. So for me, it's another pass.
All right, I'm going to take the Huddersfield win. It's my first week back. I'm brimming with confidence. Although I do actually feel there's a chance of a draw. If there's some value there, draw no bet or something like that, I'd probably advise that one better. But it's just what I'm going to go for. Also, ad hoc. I can quickly run down actually the records. We have got Big Man up in front there, 15.7 units of profit. Myself here, I've got 6.9 units of profit, and Flash 4.2. All of us in profit. Alex will be back next week, like I said, and then I'll show the complete breakdown of how many bets won, lost, etc. But that's it in a nutshell. Swansea versus Brighton. Swansea 2.3, draw 3.1, Brighton 3.55. Not a very inspiring match, I have to say. When I looked at this match to choose a bet, I don't know. I'm looking at a pass. I'm looking at the unders, possibly both teams to score. No, not a tremendous lot of value in this match. Big Man, anything you like here?
Yeah, actually, I do. I broke this game down, and I think initially, you really like the under. I've actually bet a couple Brighton unders this year, and for good reason. I mean, they don't have much of a striker. They like to set up shop and defend, kind of like I've continued to say Middlesbrough did last year. And I looked at Swansea, and I was impressed to find out that they've only given up 12 goals this year, which is a stark comparison to last year. They were a team that just bled goals. Fabianski, a good goalkeeper. They've really kept teams hemmed in, and I was impressed with their performance against Arsenal last week at the Emirates. I mean, they held them in. Arsenal had some really nice goals. I think they played pretty well. I like Sanchez, Wilfred Boney. I like their goalkeeper, like I said, and they're a quality defense. I'm gonna actually take a shot here with Swansea and the under 2.5 goals. I think this is a 1-0 match. I think it'll be real cagey, but I think we'll see a late winner from Swansea here. I'm gonna take a shot at 4 on that. Swansea and the under 2.5 at 4. But I will say this. I'm in profit, which is just said. If you're not in profit, this is kind of one of those bets where I'm making it, taking a shot here, and I'm going to go with this. I'll go Swansea in the under 2.5 at 4.
Yeah. Do you think when you've got sort of like a bigger bankroll, when you're in profit, you take a few more chances than when you're in the negative?
Yeah, because that's how you make big bankrolls, real big bankrolls. That's how you
Yeah.
build your stack, as you would say. You got to take some shots, and again, I'm not going to play random things like random big money line underdogs or something, but I really see an edge here in football. You can definitely do that. I don't think Brighton can score. I like the way Swansea's kind of played lately. Like their defense, they're at home here. Give me Swansea in the under 2.5.
All right. And Flash, what did you say you're going to go for?
I haven't even said anything yet. I'm going for the under 1.5 in the game. I just think that there'll be a goal between them. I agree that I don't think both teams will score. And I thought 2.6 was really good value. I mean, I fancy there'll be, if someone gets in front, I think they'll lock it up because they'll see the 3 points as being more valuable than an entertaining game. So for me, 2.6, I've gone for under 1.5.
Under 1.5. Okay, both teams to score no if anyone's interested. 1.85. The under is 1.67. I think it is going to be a low scoring, one-sided scoring team there, but but it is a pass for me. West Ham versus Liverpool. Liverpool 1.7, draw 3.95, and West Ham 4.9. There should be a Liverpool win, but do you think obviously they've got their Champions League fixture? They had a big win over the weekend. Do you think this is going to be? Would you take 1.7 for the Liverpool win, big man?
No, I'm actually, and I'm not saying they won't win, but I'm going to look more towards the goals market here. West Ham United definitely can score. I mean, that's not a problem for this team. We saw it last week. I think we all kind of agreed Crystal Palace West Ham would be kind of a basketball match, with those players there. But I mean, Liverpool's big issue, Natalie, is defending. I mean, Dejan Lovren has no business on a Premier League pitch. I wonder if they can keep them out in this game, and I don't think they will. They've scored in 6 of 7 matches, West Ham, and we all know Liverpool. I mean, plenty of attacking players, Salah,
Mm.
Coutinho, so many options there. For me, I'm going to go both teams to score and the over 2.5. I can get that at 2.45 at Bull Sports. I don't. Actually, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong odds, Nat. Maybe you can update me. I still have a Brighton up here. What do you have on those odds? Both teams to score over 2.5.
I haven't
I
got it.
think
I've
it's
got them
1
down
point.
separately. Yeah, I've got 1.67 and
Okay.
1.67 for both teams
I,
score and over. I can bring it up in a
it's actually
second.
1.95.
Okay, yeah, not bad. I prefer the other odds though, but yeah, 1.95, not bad at all. Flash, obviously, the this fixture last season when Liverpool went to West Ham ended 4-0. Do you think we're going to see another goal frenzy?
Um, I mean, that did when I was looking at this game, that was the first thing that came to my mind. That they got absolutely carved open. I'm actually going to go with West Ham in this game because it's 4.9, and West Ham are on the back of scoring 5 goals in the last 2 games, and I'm hoping they've turned the corner because I actually went for West Ham versus Brighton, and on that particular occasion they wouldn't have beaten an under 10 side. So I'm going to give them another chance because I think that their tails are going to be up. They've found a bit of confidence, and I think it's last chance saloon in my book for these. I knew that they'll score against Palace last week, and they brought home the money. So I'm going to give them another chance. And I think at 4.9, the only way they're going to beat Liverpool, is by being solid and going from back to front and squeezing around Andy Carroll. Because I know that Andy Carroll will dominate, whether it's Clavan, Matip, Lovren, and the keeper won't fancy aerial battles neither. So I think that West Ham are overpriced.
Yeah. Well, 4.9, not a bad bet, but betting against Liverpool can be tough. How much would you place on that bet? I know for our record it's just 1 unit, but how confident do you feel, and what sort of price would you give it?
Well, it'll depend. I think it's the Saturday evening game, so it'll probably be. It'll probably just see how the afternoon's gone on, because most of mine are Sunday really.
Uh-huh.
Sunday's going to be my busy day, but I'd easily have 100 quid on at 4.9.
Wow. Okay. We've got here Patrick Farrell says West Ham +1, 2.3. So there's still value there, and then just giving them a bit of a plus on the Asian handicap. Do you think that's another way to go, Flash? Would you take that bet and maybe add a bit more onto the as far as the price goes?
Yeah, I mean, so what I would do there is probably have me 100 quid at 4.9, and then I'd have £80 on +1, so that I got my 100 quid back if they just drew.
Yeah, there we go. All right. My bet is both teams to score 1.67. I think Liverpool's defence, I think after the sort of tough, well, obviously their midweek game and also their weekend game, I'm going to go both teams to score 1.67. Tottenham versus Crystal Palace. Tottenham 1.24, draw 6.5, Crystal Palace 12. Obviously, Tottenham, I suppose will have a tough week. They've got a tough week, obviously, don't they? Playing Real Madrid. Do you think 1.27 is low considering their midweek match, or do you think against a struggling Crystal Palace side, it's just big man? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I think the price makes sense. I mean, Crystal Palace hasn't scored a goal on the highway this
Yeah.
year. It's hard to envision they will here, just because I think overall, I think Tottenham might have the best defense in the Premier League. They've given up 7 goals. Kane should be, I would think, would be back here. He's not going to play today, but I think he'll be back for this game, I'd imagine. But even without him, I think Dele Alli and those guys should be able to get the job done here. I'm going to go at a surprising price. You can basically double my money on Spurs win to nil. Um, it's kind of concerning just because Crystal Palace does have some decent attacking players, but Tottenham's a great defensive side. They have to get a clean sheet here. Give me Tottenham win the nil at what do we got? 1.95.
Yeah. Sometimes I get a bit nervous about betting win to nils, especially when they've had sort of like tough midweek matches where the fatigue might cause a problem here. Flash, do you think Tottenham can keep that clean sheet?
In open play, I do. Yeah. My doubt would be from set pieces. Everything tells me that Tottenham will completely roast Palace. But then again, you
Yeah.
have to throw in it's a London derby. It's a lovely place
Hmm.
to go and play. It's Wembley. It's our Mecca. And you have a look at the teams that have gone there. The only team that have been rolled over this year are Liverpool. And that's probably because
Hmm.
Liverpool actually fancied their chances. The teams that have gone there
Yeah.
when you expect them to get beat have really held on in there. I mean, two of the teams got draws. Swansea held out for, was it 90 minutes? Nigh on. I just have to leave the game alone because I don't see any value other than I expect Tottenham to win. How they win, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Would you add 1.24 for the Tottenham win to an accumulator bet, or would you say that's too low?
No, I wouldn't bother with it at all. I mean, I did that last night with Barcelona, and that was the one that shot me in the foot.
Yeah. You made money though on the Manchester United bet, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm Bayern Munich, and I put it in with 3 championship games, and they all came in as well. So it was a good night.
Nice. Nice. I've got somebody asking, and I think it's for this match here. Austin Geist, what's the over 2.5 goals in this game? If it is the one we're talking about, Tottenham versus Crystal Palace, that comes in. Oh no, over 2.5 goals.
It's pretty low.
Over 2. Well, how much is it? Oh, yeah, it is
1.53.
1.57. Would you add Tottenham? I'm going to have a look at the price, but it's probably about 1.6. Would you add over 2.5 goals and the Tottenham win together? Or that's probably still low, isn't it? That probably comes in about 1.7, 1.67, something like that.
I
Would you
probably,
say that's
if you're like looking and thinking Tottenham are going to win the game, then I would
hmm
expect it to be draw half time, Tottenham full time,
hmm
and I would probably say
Okay.
that's probably the biggest value you're going to find.
Yeah. The other one is highest scoring half being the second, if you think it's going to be something like that. Tottenham in the over 2.5 goals is 1.75. Not bad. I'm actually looking at Spurs minus 1.5 here. I'm doubtful whether Crystal Palace can score. I think it could be a sort of a 2-0 game. So Spurs minus 1.5, 1.83 at Victor, kind of on the same lines there as you, big man. What do you think of that bet, Flash?
I just think anything's possible. I mean, we could be sitting here next week and Tottenham have scored 5. I mean, it really is a crazy game. It's a London
Well,
derby.
Flash, keep.
It's
Yeah.
it's Roy
Yeah,
Hodgson. I mean, he'll just try and make sure they stay in the game, and they've got spirit. They have got spirit because they were 2-0 down the other day at home to West Ham, and they scored their equaliser in the 96th minute, and that didn't tell the story. I mean, it could have been a 5-5 draw. Obviously, Zaha's back. Everything points to Tottenham, but it's a London derby, and Palace.
I think
All right.
we've learned
There
one
we go.
thing about Crystal Palace, though. Normally, when they look like they're going to get crushed, they do. Um, like we've said here, they haven't scored a goal on the road, and this is the best defense. I mean, you look at the games against some of the big boys here: 5-0, 4-0. I mean, they're just getting crushed. Do I think there's a little bit
They went to
of
Anfield. They went to Anfield against the
Liverpool can't
outside
defend
of
you
Man
and me,
City.
Flash. Right.
Yeah, but they went to Anfield and got beat 1-0. That's what I'm saying. And yet, and Anfield, Liverpool boys, outside of Man City, are the best attacking force. So what I'm saying is they might go to Tottenham and get beat 1-0. And then that kills all our bets because we picked the winner and not picked
Hey,
up.
don't kill my bet. 1-0 would be just fine.
Oh, look at him
I
pull the
want
ladder
I
up.
want 2-0. I want 2-0, Flash.
Okay,
We got a comment here.
okay.
Andrew G. Flash having flashbacks. There we go. All right.
Why?
Man, I
He
think
always
you, I
does.
what you you're
Oh,
having
when we was
flashbacks.
talking
Like,
about the West Ham
I think
Liverpool game
West Ham.
from last year.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
he don't bet
I
on Huddersfield. He's having flashback.
Yeah, the
I think
nightmares.
there's like a bit of a lag between when we're talking and the comments. That's sometimes so I think they come like a little bit later. It's not exactly real time. I think there's maybe like 2 minutes in between it or something.
Okay.
Man City versus Arsenal, big match there of the weekend. Man City 1.5, draw 4.9, Arsenal 6.4. Must win really for both teams, but especially Man City keeping their top spot there. They will be back though from a Champions League Napoli visit. Will this give Arsenal a chance, basically? Flash, what do you think?
Oh, it's the best game. For me, this is for the purists. This is pure football. It's both teams to score. It's over 2.5. Man City, for me, have to win the game. Last year, Arsenal got a habit of taking the lead in this game. And again, let's have a flashback, seeing as that seems to be the norm at the moment. Arsenal
it's not
took the
flashback,
lead last year.
it's a nightmare.
But
Patrick
the Man City boys absolutely taught Arsenal a lesson last year. It's scary. Arsenal boys didn't even want the ball. They looked like they were under 10s. It was like, what has gone on? They absolutely bottled it. I am basically Man City and over 1.88. That I just don't want to get away from that.
Yeah, both teams to score over 2.5 goals. I think a great bet in this match. Big man, what do you like?
Yeah, I kind of agree, but I'm actually going to go a different way. I'm going to go City in the over 2.5 at what do we got? 1.87 at Betway or Bull
Yeah, that's
Sports,
what
I'm
I've gone
sorry.
for, big man. Yeah, I've not gone for both
I'm-
teams to score. I've
my
gone for
fault.
Man
I
City
heard it
and
right
over
away.
1.88.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm continuing to say it. City's the best team in the world. I think Arsenal gets crushed in this game, and I'm going to laugh because I wait for it. It just seems to always happen in these big games for Arsenal, and they never seem to play well. And I'm going to tell you right now, Peter Cech is having a lot of issues. He's had issues over the last couple weeks. Could I fancy them scoring a goal here, Arsenal? Sure. I mean, yeah, they have plenty of options. Lacazette and Mesut Ozil and Sanchez. If all those three play up at the top, this will be a fun match. I'm looking forward to it a ton. I'm going to go 4-2 City or 4-1, something like that. I think it's a high scoring match. City's not losing to Arsenal. No way, no how.
No, scoring machines, Man City there, 35 goals this season. I myself am going for Man City and the over 2.5 goals as well. So a full house, our first full house here of all the matches. So there we go. Everton versus Watford now. Everton 2.1, draw 3.5, and Watford 3.75. All odds 888 Sport. Desperate need for a win. Everton, I think both manager and the team, they're in 18th place. Everton are the favourites. What are you going for, big man?
I'm going to go with a Watford win here, 3.5. Until Everton addresses their manager's problems and their striker problems, I'm not interested, and I'm going to keep betting against them. They've conceded 20 goals, Everton. They have no striker to score. And you also have to point out that they're going to play on Thursday night in France against Lyon. Watford's idle. They're just kind of hanging back. Watford hasn't played particularly well lately, but I don't trust Everton. I don't think they have much of a home field advantage right now. People are pissed off up there. I'm going to go Watford at 3.5. I think they're going to get the job done. I'm going to keep piling on Everton.
Yeah, shop around for your odds there. I found 3.75 as well. SBRodds.com there if you want to check the odds. Big man, do you think this is Watford's win? There's certainly value in the Watford win, or do you think Everton can clinch this one?
Flash.
I'll go then, because he's already told you. So I'm Flash, by the way, Nat. I've only been working for a year. I've got to leave them alone. Everton are absolutely garbage and not creating anything. I just can't go with Watford away from home in this type of game because they're on my naughty step from losing last week at home and letting me down. So I think the game could well be a draw. I think both teams, it could be a 1-1 draw, but I'm not going to go anywhere near it. So I'll end up cheering Watford on for big man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm tempted with the Watford win, I have to say, but I'm going to pass this one. I have to say also I'm running on about 1 hour's sleep. I have a newborn baby which has colic, so do forgive me, Flash.
Oh.
But yeah, it's a pass for me as well.
Forgiven.
Chelsea, huh?
You're forgiven.
Thank you. Chelsea versus Manchester United, another big game. Certainly the one I'll be watching. Very surprised to see Chelsea as favourites, though. Chelsea 2.5, Manchester United 3.1, draw 3.2. I personally think that Manchester United should be the favourites, but not confident enough to back it, I have to say. Big man, what do you like in this match?
Yeah, I've been going back and forth because I feel like after Conte's little speech yesterday, I get a feeling Chelsea will play well in this game. They always seem to kind of come to play in a game like this. But I got to tell you, yesterday was one of the worst performances I've seen out of them in some time. Conte says they have no hunger right now. But I think it's kind of like a revenge spot in a way. I mean, these were the group winners last year. Manchester United's obviously much better. They have a goal scorer now that can grab you one at the end of a game. Um, for me, I think the value's on United. We're cappers here. We're betting on what's going on right now, and I'm just not really too interested in Chelsea. I think this will be a cagey match, but I think the Lukaku effect will get the job done late here. I'm going to go with another big boy. I'm going to go United at, what do we have? 3.25. I'm going to go with that here. I like United here to get a late goal to win this.
Ooh, that would be nice, big man. Flash, the guy in the middle. Over to you.
Chelsea all the way for me, and the reason it's all the
Ooh.
way is because Bakayoko will be out, Rudiger will be out, Kante comes back, and he has Morata, he has Pedro, and he has Hazard running at him. Let's just cast our minds back to Man United versus Tottenham last week. I went Man United as my nap. If Tottenham had Harry Kane, I think Tottenham would have won the game comfortably. If Tottenham had a little bit of belief, they would have won the game comfortably. They were not in the game for the first 15 minutes, and then they taught Man United a lesson, and they just didn't have that cutting edge to get through them. Chelsea are at home. Chelsea have got a cutting edge, and although that they crumbled last night because they were playing with like 8 men, they still had 4 golden opportunities when the game was at 1-0. They score one of them or they scored 2 of them, then the game's completely different. They got demoralised by a really good Roma side. And I think that Chelsea, what are they, 2.5 around that? They're going to be my nap.
Oh, wow. Okay. Just reading some of the comments here. We've got Patrick Farrell, Manchester United draw no bet, 2.2. Iami Siad, sorry, I hope that pronounced that right. Under 2.5 goals. I actually really like the under 2.5 goals in this match. I think it's going to be cagey, a possible draw. We do have, and then Ad Hoc is taking Chelsea to win. But for me, I think it's going to be a cagey match, under 2.5 goals, 1.75.
4-0 last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, 4-0 last year. I think it's just gonna be. I think it's gonna be a cagey match. From my research, Flash under 2.5 goals is the way that I'm gonna go.
Mourinho's
that was
last
last year.
Bus, Nat?
This is yes, I do. I think both are parking the bus. Yeah, under 2.5 goals, 1.75. Do you think it's gonna be a high score? Do you?
No, I don't know. I just think that Chelsea will turn up, and if I just see that Kante coming back into the side is a massive plus. But the biggest plus is getting Bakayoko and Rudiger out of that team as quickly as possible.
All right, there we go. And talking of naps, so is that your nap there? Chelsea to win this week.
Yeah. Chelsea's my nap, and my double is Man City and over 2.5. And Stoke and Leicester, both teams to score on over 2.5.
All right, there we go. And big man, what are you taking?
Banker, I'm going to go City in the over 2.5, and I'm going to go with a 2-team double. I'll go Stoke, Leicester, both teams to score, and Liverpool, West Ham, both teams to score in the over 2.5.
All right. I think I'm going to take Manchester United, Chelsea versus Manchester United under 2.5 goals. I also like the both teams to score bet in Liverpool, West Ham versus Liverpool. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Flash, big man. I will see you again next week. Best of luck with your bets. Take care.
Thank you.
See you soon.